Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into the incredible world of child development. We're going to focus on the absolute building blocks that let kids explore, learn, and grow. We're talking about motor skills. It's this amazing journey that starts with the tiniest little grasp and leads to the biggest adventures.
So let's kick things off with a little puzzle. What do you think is the one thing that connects learning to write your name with learning to ride a bike? I mean, they seem like they're from completely different planets, right? One is all about quiet focus, and the other is about, well, trying not to fall over.
And the answer is motor skills. Yep, whether it's that superfine control you need for a pencil or the full body coordination it takes to pedal a bike, these physical abilities are the powerhouse that makes it all happen. They're totally fundamental to how kids play, learn, and just navigate their world.
So let's get right into it. First up, the foundation of play. We really need to remember that motor skills aren't just some clinical thing to check off a list. Nope, they are the very foundation of fun, of confidence, and of discovery.
So, what are we really talking about here? Well, officially, motor skills are the physical abilities that let us do things. But here's the key takeaway. It goes so much deeper than just movement. These skills are directly linked to how kids think and solve problems, and even to their emotional growth, like building that I can do it self-confidence.
Okay, to really wrap our heads around this, it helps to break them down. And the easiest way to think about it is like this. You've got your big moves and you've got your small moves. Each one plays a totally unique and vital role. The difference is really all about scale. Gross motor skills, those are the big moves. They use the large muscle groups, in your arms, legs, and your core. Then you have fine motor skills, the small moves. This is all that delicate, precise work in the hands and fingers. And get this, the strength from the big moves often gives kids the stability they need to pull off the small ones. They work as a team.
So what do these big moves look like out in the wild? Oh, you know them when you see them. We're talking about all the classic stuff. Running across the park, skipping down the sidewalk, that moment of pure joy when they actually catch a ball, or that amazing feeling of freedom when they finally get the hang of a bike. And the small moves? These are just as huge, in their own way. I mean, think about the incredible focus it takes to draw a circle, the steady hand needed to cut with scissors, or the tricky finger work for buttoning up a coat. These are the skills that build independence, and they're a massive part of getting ready for school.
So, how does all this unfold?
Well, that brings us to the developmental roadmap. Now listen, this is a really important point. Please think of this as a friendly guide, not some rigid checklist. Every single child's journey is their own.
This timeline gives us a fantastic bird's eye view of just how much happens and how quickly. You can see it starts with just basic control and builds all the way up to mastering really complex skills. So to see how it all works, let's zoom in on a few of these key stages. All right, let's start with 6 to 12 months. This is just an explosive period of change. This is when babies really start to get mobile, and they start using their hands in ways that are just totally new. During this time, the big move is all about getting around. Crawling, pulling themselves up to stand. But what's so cool is that at the exact same time, you see this incredible small move developing, the pincer grasp. That's that ability to pick up something tiny, like a Cheerio, between their thumb and forefinger. It's a game changer. Next up, the toddler years. Between 1 and 2, their whole world just cracks wide open as their mobility and coordination take this huge leap forward. So here, the big move is, of course, walking and then running. This newfound freedom is matched by small moves like learning to use a spoon, which, yeah, it's messy, but it's a major milestone, and being able to stack a few blocks, which takes way more focus than you'd think. And this refinement just explodes around age 2 to 3, as running gets smoother and they start to jump. All right, jumping ahead to those preschool years, say between ages 4 and 5, we see all those foundational skills start to become way more coordinated and precise. So the real magic here is how these skills start to team up. A big move isn't just running anymore. It's hopping on one foot or carefully walking along a balance beam. And a small move isn't just holding a crayon. It's the control it takes to actually write their name or cut along a straight line. These are the skills that get them ready for the classroom. Which, of course, leads to the big question, how can we help? And that brings us to the really fun part, your activity toolkit. These are just simple, practical things you can do to support this incredible journey. It really just boils down to a simple 4-step approach. 1, create a playful space with lots of different kinds of toys. 2. Sneak skill building into daily life. Letting them stir the pancake batter is great for this. 3. Make sure they have the right tools, like chunky crayons for little hands. And 4. The most important one. Just be patient and supportive. Celebrate the effort, not just the perfect result. Be their cheerleader.
Now, while we've said over and over that every child develops differently, it's also smart to be aware. So our last section is all about knowing when it might be helpful to, just ask for a professional opinion.
If you notice some persistent challenges, like they're having a really hard time with balance, or they really struggle to hold a pencil, or maybe they just avoid physical play altogether, it is always a good idea to just chat with a pediatrician or an occupational therapist. Getting support early can make a world of difference.
Because at the end of the day, the most important thing to take away from all of this is right here. Development is a journey, not a race. The goal is just to provide a fun, loving environment where kids can build skills and confidence at whatever pace is right for them.
So I'll leave you with one final thought. Thinking about everything we've talked about today, what's one new game you could play this week? Something fun, something simple that not only helps build a skill, but more importantly, creates a really great memory.